Hi everybody, Jasper Dudley here from Legit Board Shop for this week's Setup Sunday thread. So as you can probably see, I have this really big rack with a bunch of stuff, and if I tried to talk about all of it in one video, it would take forever. And even as it is, I'm only going to do two. And that's still going to be like a half-hour video. So if you want to get lunch, dinner, whatever meal is appropriate for your time zone, and then sit down and watch this, probably a good plan. It's going to be a while. Alright, so the first setup that I'm going to talk about is this one. This is my downhill setup. It is an Omen Spawn with the alternate black and gold graphic. I picked this up cheap, used. I love it to death. I sanded some deeper wheel wells into it, and right now it's gripped with Cloud Ride Easy Grip. I've tried Vicious, I've tried Mob, I've tried Gangster, I've tried Blood Orange, I've tried Flypaper, whatever that new one that Merskate uses. What's it called? Like Paradox grip or something? I don't know. I've tried a bunch of grip tape. This is still my favorite. I got a strip of it when it was pretty new, and I've been riding this board pretty hard for downhill like for months. I've only stopped because of the weather recently. And like if you look where my feet go, like down here and up here. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but like there is no difference in wear between places where I would wear it and like the edges that don't get touched or anything. Like the stuff's indestructible, so I'm super happy. So now down to the actual fun stuff. I have it set up on 4242 cast Ronins with crazy split bushing setups. Right now I'm running the Sector 9 dual Duro race wheels. These were originally the 74mm 98 core 78A outer. I really dig these just because the big core that's a little bit softer than a plastic core, it means that like you get good grip, you get good roll speed, it's really supportive. And because they're really offset, like these are almost side set race wheels, and I am a huge fan of offset core, side set core, whatever, just because the smoother release is so much more comfortable to deal with. So these are an all-around fantastic wheel, and hopefully Sector 9 will come out with a new set of dual Duros with the Cosmic core sometime soon. That would be really cool. So I am a bushing nerd. So if we have a look, this is a 95A Riptide WFB tall roadside and a Ronin 92.5A Fruit Punch board side. These also have upgraded 95A Riot support pin cups and 85A pivot pin tubes with stock cup washers all around. And then in back we have another Riptide 95A WFB tall, and then board side we have, I don't know if you can see, yep, right down there, we have a 95A Riot tall barrel plug machined down on a lathe to be a Black Widow shape. Riot doesn't make a Black Widow tall with plug, so I made a Riot Black Widow tall with plug. I don't know, I really like it. It helps like with a stable center, but then because of the dishing in, you can still get really deep turns on it. Yeah, I love this setup for bushings. I've been tweaking it and dialing it in like ever since I got this board set up 6 months ago or so. I absolutely love it. This is one of my favorite setups I've ever had. I really recommend it for anybody. Like just setting up a spawn with cast Ronins. Great combo. Yeah, the important thing though is the wheel wells, because I mean, even though I sanded this, you can kind of see that I've still gotten wheel bite. The wheel flares on this are not really meant for even 70mm wheels, let alone stuff bigger than that. And these are like 72 right now, so yeah, be warned. So now on to the other one. This is the fun one. So I finally got this thing set up just as the weather started to go to crap. This is my baby right now. And I know question number one is like, what the fuck are those freaky wishbone looking things on the bottom of your board? Those, we will get to those in a minute. So this is a Rain Fortune V1. I got it at the Rain Boxing Day sale. Looking back, I kind of regret not getting an Exorcist or a Mothership or something when they were, you know, available and not twice retail price, but I'm really happy with it. I've always wanted a Rain Fortune, and this was $100, so can't really go wrong. I have it gripped with I have it gripped with some pretty jank stuff. I have a combination of fly paper here in the center, and then stair grip tape, like, you know, what they use in an old people home, so that the stairs aren't slippery. And then these are like marine stepladder ones with reflective tape, so that you can see getting on and off a boat at night. I got this deck, and I live in a town without a skate shop, which is part of why Legit Board Shop is so awesome for me. Like, you know, Raffy's always said that he wants to be everyone's local skate shop, and he totally is for me, just because I don't have one at all. The nearest one for me is over an hour away, and so I got the board in, and I wanted to grip it, and I was like, what do I have, what do I have? And I went out into the shop and found that I still had some leftover stair tape. So I gripped it with that, and it's holding up really well. Like, it's supposed to be, you know, on stairs forever and not break and not wear down. So fairly durable stuff. I would recommend it if you don't have other grip tape, or if you want to have reflective stuff on your grip. New Hype Train instead of writing on it, 2015. So yeah, but I know you guys want to talk about the trucks, so here they are. These are a weird, uncommon precision truck. I'm actually not sure if the company is still in business, because I tried to contact them and I still haven't heard anything back. It's been a couple weeks, but I bought these used on actually the longboarding buy sell trade thread, the last one before this, and these are called Zombie Bones. So the thing about them is, to counter like the Ronin support pin and the Rogue like pivot inserts and the liquid fires and, you know, all the other stuff with like spherical bearings and whatever, Zombie Bones decided that the best way to make a precision truck more precise is, rather than adding an extra pivot point, is to just take the two that you have and make them gigantic and indestructible. And so they did exactly that. They have a really big like nut here that bolts the pivot in, and yeah, rather than having a pivot on the truck and a pivot cup in the base plate, the base plate has the pivot like sticking out of it. There's a giant like post that comes out of it, and the truck, like the hanger itself, has the pivot cup inside of it, which actually makes for a really smooth thing. I lubed it with graphite and candle wax, and it is dead smooth. And then the other thing that it has is it's got the same sort of precision kingpin that P&L uses, where it's not threaded for the whole length of it. You know, it's solid tube and just threaded at the bottom for the nut. And then it has these lock screws here and here that are used to like crank down and lock the kingpin in place. So like if you take a skate tool and you put it on this and you try and turn it, it won't turn because it's locked in and pinched in the base plate. And that pretty much removes any hope of kingpin slop. Your kingpin will not go anywhere. Like I can push really hard sideways and the kingpin will not move. They're pretty nuts. They have a little bit of rake. They have, I don't know, I'd say between like 2 and 4 degrees of rake. So, you know, a little bit, right around kind of Paris and Atlas levels of rake. Nothing like Ronin rake. And that's kind of funky because they're on the same base plate as Ronin's. It's on the 42.5 degree base plates. So couple that with lower rake trucks and you get like, it's like a mashup of 44 degree calibers and Ronins and 43 Paris. I don't know. Like there's lean, and then there's lean, and then there's lean, and then there's some more lean, and then you turn. But ridiculously stable. I have this set up on the shorter wheelbase on the Fortune, the shortest wheelbase, both nose and tail. And yeah, I would be like really comfortable going way fast on this, and yeah, I don't think you even need to move the wheelbase like ever. It's fantastic. Bushing wise, I have it set up with 85A free ride conical bearings, the Venom 85As, and then roadside I have, I'm not exactly sure what duro these are. I think these are 65A Riptide WFB Chubbies. And if you look, like it's bigger than the washer. These things are enormous. Oh yeah, the Zombie Bones Kingpin has a built-in sleeved flat washer. Like it goes kingpin and then it bumps out a little bit. Like there's a bump out and then it goes up like where the sleeve of a sleeved washer would be, and then it's washer. Really cool. Downside, it means that you can't really run bigger bushings roadside or run a cupped washer roadside. But I ran a bigger bushing anyway and it seems to be just fine. I will say that you're going to want to use either a chubby or a free ride or an eliminator. Actually, I wouldn't recommend an eliminator on this just because like these are already really almost restrictive hyper stable trucks. Like get as much juicy lean carb as you can because you need it. But I really recommend something with either like a taper or a step for these, just because since you have no kingpin slop, but there's no support pin or anything else, the way that you get the most out of that rock solid kingpin is by having bushings that hold your truck hanger in place. So yeah, they're a lot of fun, and I can't wait for it to get a little bit warmer and drier so that I can actually do some local downhill runs on these, and maybe some faster free ride too, just because I don't know, all I've gotten to do is kind of putt around because the multi-story garage near here, and there's one other run that gets plowed really well, are about all I've gotten to take these on, just because of the weather. Oh, for wheels, this is, as you can probably tell because you've been staring at them for probably 5 or 10 minutes by now. Sector 9 Skittles. Really fun wheel. Again, going with the offset / side set thing. I really like an offset wheel for the smooth release, and Skittles do just that. This is my second set, and I really love the first, and I really like these too. I mean, they're all the same, but I really nailed down like squat slides and stalefish grabs, just because the initiation is really smooth and the wheels slide really consistently. Also, funny note with them, they give so much feedback. Maybe it's just like exactly my weight, maybe it's just the exact temperatures that I've been taking these out in, but like whenever I ride Skittles, it's just like, it's so, I don't know, it's so responsive. Like, I feel every little bump and crack in the road, and it's not like it's a harsh ride or anything. It's just when you start sliding, you know right when the board is going to release, you know where you are in the slide, like you can count down out loud when it's going to hook back up, and you're going to be right, every time. These were such a hyped wheel when they came out, and then everyone kind of, like, I don't know, they got left by the wayside a little bit, because more exciting stuff came out, but still a really solid wheel in my opinion, and they're really meaty. Like, all of this is slidable urethane, all of it. If you core a set of these, like, it'll take you forever, and yeah, long lasting wheel, a lot of fun. So yeah, that's my shit.